a shutout by Ben Rodriguez.
Devin the Dream Haney! Ryan Norman Jr.
Touch him up.
Incredible! I'm telling you, he shook him with that left hook. The monster's hurt. The assassin is rocked right now.
In 2024, I lost everything. Everything came crashing on me. In 2025, I came to get it back. In 2026, I'm coming for everything.
You don't want to do against the ropes, against flurries like that. Oh, big shot. David Benavidez, the referee has seen it out, and there it is. The Mexican monster roars here in Riyadh.
Week in and week out, other sports are better than boxing. They offer a higher level of competition usually. But when boxing does its thing,
you got to give it up.
It's number one. What a night at the fights. Welcome to Inside the Ring, boxing's official show of record. I'm your host, Max Kellerman. Joining me, fresh off his analyst debut in Riyadh, world-class trainer and former contender Malik Scott in the heavyweight division. To my left, the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a little magazine called Ring Magazine, been around for over 100 years.
There you go.
And all-decade running back and all-decade boxing fan.
Boxing.
Shady McCoy. LaShawn Shady.
Your boy
McCoy.
in the building. Great weekend of fighting, huh?
It's time for the lead hook. Ring 4 took place Saturday afternoon if you were here in L.A., at night if you were in New York, and at 5 in the morning if you were in Riyadh, where the fights took place. It was an incredible card on paper, and it delivered in the ring. We begin with the main man in the main event, David Benavidez, who stopped Anthony Yarde for Benavidez's first official KO at light heavyweight. Guys, what did we think of David Benavidez's performance? Malik, you were there. I'll start with you.
Monster performance. The name describes himself. The name describes the performance. He fought a guy that, in my opinion, did everything wrong that was extremely beneficial for David Benavidez. Yarde at the high level, he fades on the second half, 6th round. At the high level, he make mistakes that you just can't make against David Benavidez. He looked good in the first 3-4 rounds, but that constant pressure, the feats was getting closer and closer. And then David Benavidez always is keeping his chin behind his front knee, even when he's coming forward. So it looked like Yarde was doing a couple good things that was maybe looking okay, but the pressure, the demeanor, the poisonous of everything, just the energy of the monster is a lot to deal with.
Yarde. I know there's an E on the end of it. You said it on the broadcast. Yarde. It's Yarde, like your backyard. And by the way, Benavidez, I think Doug Fisher. I said the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, and then I didn't say Doug Fisher. Doug, that's the thing about Benavidez, and Malik pointed it out. For a guy you think of as a front foot fighter, right? He actually, a lot of the time, has that weight, especially early in the fight, on the back foot, and it brings him out of range of counters. Because it was made a point on the broadcast that Yarde was fighting well. It's not like he was winning rounds. But he was competing a little bit.
He had his spots. He was blocking shots here and there. But it's that intelligent pressure from David Benavidez. And you're right, at least starting out, until he can cut the ring off and back his opponent to a corner or along the ropes, he's actually pressuring from a distance. So he's working behind his jab and straight punches.
Putting psychological pressure on the other guy.
Mental pressure.
Because he's not there to be hit, but he is cutting the ring.
And he's deceptively crafty and catching punches, blocking punches, and the way he delivers the punches, it's not what you expect from your typical pressure fighter, because he's not your typical pressure fighter. There was even a point in the 3rd round, he's pressuring Yarde from a southpaw stance. I don't even know if the commentators mentioned it.
Yeah, they
but for a
didn't.
long period in
And that was
round
the
3,
first time I seen
he's
him do
working
that.
behind a southpaw jab. Why?
Yes.
Because it worked for him.
Because he
He's
can.
smart. Because he can do it, and it works. Then once the guy's worn down a little bit and is up against the ropes, then he gets inside. Then we see the blazing combinations.
And also the body work. Like, I really thought, actually, and he's a right-handed fighter, but I thought it was the right hands to the body.
Yes.
That I was like, and if Abdullah Mason, we're going to talk about you later, Abdullah, you had that fight won. You could have stopped him. Yeah. The right hand to stay with the body shots. Andre Ward showed this against Kovalev in the rematch. If the guy can't hit a curveball, you keep throwing him the curveball until he shows you can hit it. Why stop? I mean, and Benavidez doesn't. Once he gets going to the body, it's a wrap.
Stays.
David Benavidez is the monster for a reason. Now I know why Canelo keep dunking. I get it. Canelo, I ain't mad at you, bro. If you really watch that fight with Yarde, I mean, everything y'all talked about, I mean, in the first from round 1 to 3, he wasn't even doing a lot, just doing enough, pressuring him, right? Putting a jab in his face, going to the body, and then later in the fight, he poured it on. I knew it was over. I'm going to go ahead and say this. David Benavidez is a big boy already. Why not take on Usyk?
A lot of people are saying that.
I was doing some
Some
thinking.
respected pundits are
Yeah,
floating
big
that
boy.
idea. Eventually, not right away.
And then he thought, obviously, I worked
Yeah,
right, but
yeah.
then he throws so many combinations. It's like, how do you beat this guy?
Yeah.
And he's a mean mother jammer.
Yeah, he punches with spite.
Very, very vicious and spiteful
And
on
he's
the inside.
and he's
Ain't he?
smart.
No silent agreements, Max. Did you see him 18 punches, working the free hand? What did
And I'm
he
glad
do?
they brought it up on the broadcast. This is something, because we're going to get it to Devin Haney in a little bit, and Brian Norman.
Yeah.
When Haney would hold Norman, and I'm not happy about the second half of that fight, Norman was all too happy to hold with his. Well, Haney would grab his left arm,
He would be
and
happy
Norman
with
would
it.
grab back.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You grab Benavidez's hand, he's going to take the other hand.
You're supposed to
and
work
beat
with
your
your free
brakes
hand.
off.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, they say that to you.
Yes.
You're supposed to be taught that in the gyms, by the way. It's supposed to be taught. Work with your free hand.
Of course.
And he fights so pissed off, right? We had interviews with him, right? And even in the interviews, you can see how mad he was, how serious he takes everything. So when I see him in the ring, it's no surprise.
He's not playing. He's not
Coming
in
in
there
for
to
blood,
be friends. He's not in there. And he says something. When my family's there watching me, there's no stopping me. I'm coming in to kill somebody.
You know, some guys, a lot of times when people say, oh, I'm just big boned, they're making excuses for being fat. You know, and if you train a certain way, but a very small percent of the population, actually their bodies want to be fat, no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Benavidez is one of those guys. He's a fat boy at heart, right? Like,
Yes,
that's
he
his DNA. Like, even if he trains hard, his body wants to
His body
be
type is
big,
that, yeah.
right?
big
So
boy.
after the fight, he said he's going to face cruiserweight belt holder Zurdo Ramirez
Yes.
next. And by the way, guys, we spoke to Benavidez before the fight on this show last Monday. His face was drawn.
Yeah.
His speech was affected. When
Yes.
guys get really drawn out, you can even hear it's hard for them
tongue
to
was
talk.
dry.
The tongue is dry.
Yep.
And that was how many days before the fight? We talked to him on a Monday. The fight's not till a Saturday.
Yeah.
So you were talking a week almost before the fight. He is not a light heavyweight anymore.
right.
I think it's probably best
time.
for him to move up,
Yes.
especially if he can't secure a fight with Bivol or Beterbiev.
Right.
I like this move to cruiserweight. If he's not going to do a Bivol or Beterbiev fight, Zurdo Ramirez, that's a fun fight, though.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Listen, Zurdo, like Benavidez, started at 168. I don't know how he made 168. He's like 6'3", 6'4". It's a difficult fight for Benavidez because he's going to be the heavier man in the ring because Zurdo walks around at 230. He could fight at heavyweight right
another
now,
one that could go
but he
heavyweight.
makes 200.
What's
The
Benavidez walking
cruiserweight.
around at?
Right.
Not quite that heavy. He walks around heavy. No, I was going to think like maybe 200.
200?
Listen,
Nah, 220.
David will be very comfortable fighting at cruiserweight. Obviously, Zurdo has had time to acclimate at that weight. Zurdo has proven to be able to take a world-class cruiserweight's punch.
Yep.
And he's also a southpaw boxer who boxes really well from the outside. So that will be very interesting.
Although
I think
it's not the one punch
stylistically it's a
from-
challenge.
It's not the
I'm
one
gonna say
punch
that.
from Benavidez. It's the 100th and 200th
It's
punch.
the volume.
Yeah,
You gotta
but
worry
the
about
thing
that.
is
Yes.
Zurdo is a Mexican fighter, and he does like to fight on the inside, and he can fight on the inside.
By the way, in our group chat, which we know we're all going back and forth during the fights, This dude right here to my right,
Speaking nothing but facts.
Malik Scott, boy.
Speaking nothing but facts.
When I agree with Coppinger over you, man, I have to stop and question myself for a second.
But you got to realize.
He's talking. He likes Zurdo's chance. What do you think about that
Oh,
fight?
you did say that.
He's familiar. He works with
I
him.
love
You
Zurdo.
love it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, y'all work together.
Zurdo Ramirez is the best cruiserweight in the world. And anybody that think Opataya is, I ask them, well, who has Opataya proven that against? And they never have a name for me.
Maris Breedis.
Twice.
Those two fights with Maris Breedis.
Twice.
But in that second fight, though, even in the first fight, they
Breedis,
was
they
good
were hard
fights.
Breedis is a brute.
Breedis is like the 4th best or 5th best cruiserweight ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
Like,
older
what-
than that.
Breedis
He's older
gave
than that.
Alexander
Come on,
Usyk a
come on.
hard fight.
He
Yes.
gave, by the way,
hard fight.
Breidis has
Yes.
losses to 2 men in his career. Alexander Usyk.
Come on now.
And Opataya.
Yeah.
Based on those fights, I would say Opataya is probably the 3rd most accomplished cruiserweight behind Usyk and Holyfield.
Opataya is the second. There's nothing wrong with being the second best cruiserweight in the world.
All right, okay.
Max
It's fair
makes
to
it
have
seem
that
like
opinion.
that's
Okay.
bad.
Good, huh?
Yeah,
Zurdo
listen, they're
Ramirez
number
is
one and number
one.
two. They're
You
the
like
two best
Zurdo over
cruiserweights.
Opataya? Okay.
I've never seen a big man, southpaw, Mexican, that could do almost everything in the boxing ring. You see the job that he did on Joe Smith, a come forward. You know who Joe Smith is?
Yeah,
The one that
Dwight
knocked
Smith Jr.
Obviously.
I called the fight where he knocked out Bernard
out
Hopkins.
the ring, right?
Okay.
Did you see what Zurdo did to him, man? Kept him turning with
Joe Smith
finesse.
is
How about the
not
Armenian
really
guy?
Do this,
cruiserweight.
Malik.
Joe Smith's a nice right-handed puncher.
Okay,
but,
what
you know.
did he do?
Yeah. No, more
Billum Smith.
impressive was
What happened with
Gulmarian.
Billum Smith?
No. Gulmarian. That's the
What
fight
about
that
that?
proved
Yes.
it. And you called it.
Yes.
And I would listen. And I think Chris Mannix, he and I had the same opinion that Gulmarian would just be too big, strong, and rugged
Didn't turn
for
out that
Zurdo.
way.
We're looking at
Very hard
Zurdo
puncher.
as a blown-up super middleweight. We shouldn't have. He's naturally grown into this weight class.
He's a blown-up
and
super
he was-
middleweight
he
like
was
Devin
masterful.
Haney's a blown-up lightweight.
on,
Exactly.
right.
He's
Yeah.
finally
Fighting
in
at
his
his
proper
real weight.
division.
You've been
Yeah.
right a lot, though. So I can't, you know what? If you feel like that,
telling
hey,
you.
man, we're going to find
Remember
out.
I'm saying
He's
this.
familiar with Zurdo.
People are going off of what Benavidez did right now, right? They're going off
What he
and that's
always
cool.
does, though. What he always does.
Yeah, but that right there doesn't like it look a little bit more deadly and a lot more threatening.
Okay.
I'm telling you this now. Him getting in there with Zurdo, things may not go like that for him. He was in there with the Yarde that every time Yarde.
There you
step
go.
up-
I got you. There you go.
Every time Yarde
Oh, you
step
got
up
it.
to the high level, he 6-7 rounds, he fade away.
Yeah, but
I will say this, Benavidez did the job the best. Out of all the champions that did that to Yarde, Benavidez did it the best.
I agree.
Yeah,
He got rid of him the best.
There is like eyeball test, guys, and I keep referring to other fighters on the card because this is a great card. But like Bam Rodriguez, that's an eyeball test, dude. Even before this fight, you look at him and you go, that looks different.
Yes.
And Benavidez
Yeah,
and
nice.
Zurdo so far in their careers look different. They look like 2 different classes of fighter to me. However,
But
styles make fights.
No,
And-
Max,
and-
y'all have seen the best of Benavidez. That's the best. Y'all have only seen 50%.
I think he make it.
Oh,
I think he
Better
make it
than
better than that.
I agree.
No, I haven't seen a big man like
so
that.
let me ask you,
throwing
Jay.
them
So
combinations like that.
what can Benavidez do? You can't top that right.
I thought he
he's
started
at
a little
his
late to the
ceiling.
body. I thought he started a little late to the body. He could go to the
He's
body a
reached
little
his
earlier.
ceiling. From 4 to 6 of that last fight, that's really Benavidez at there's nothing wrong with it. He's still pound for pound. But y'all haven't even seen Zurdo. It's just been 50 or 60%. Wait till how he act. Wait till how he act when he know he's getting ready to fight.
But how do you know we gonna get, if you're saying that 60%,
Yes.
how you know we gonna get 80, 90%? How do you know that?
Because he's fighting David
There
Benavidez,
you
and
go.
some fighters just
okay.
get up crazy
big
for
event.
other fighters.
Well, that's
Cinco de Mayo.
and
let's-
Cinco
let's-
de
that's
Mayo.
That's a Mexican
That's
holiday.
what's up.
Ramirez
So he's
is about
got to show up. He's
in,
got to show
Shady.
up.
Let's hope so.
Why, remember, I'm saying it here now. Then he gonna go up to heavyweight and challenge Alexander
Well, you
Usyk
don't
to
need
become the second.
Who, Zurdo
Mexican-
is?
Yes.
Or Zurdo's going to move up to
Well, you don't need no,
heavyweight.
you don't need no
Why not?
sports bet. You can just talk to me. It sounds like you want to make some money. Let me know, Max.
Well, speaking of like of potential matchups, Canelo and Benavidez was the matchup.
Right.
Now, by the way, I said Canelo's never ducked anyone in his career except Benavidez.
I agree.
Looking back at it now, Canelo maybe is looking at this dude like, they want me to box a heavyweight? I'm really a junior middleweight.
right.
They want
Got
me to
to be,
box
yeah.
a heavyweight?
That's how great Canelo is.
Because listen, the fact that if you can make the weight, you can make the weight. But the phrase weight bully is popular nowadays because a lot of fighters have manipulated the fact that you can weigh in the morning the day before the fight nowadays and have like 36 hours, right? To really fight in the wrong division. Does that fight ever happen, Doug? Or is
Benavidez Canelo?
Canelo to
No.
Canelo.
Benavidez is to
Long
Canelo
gone.
what Antonio Margarito was to Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Yes.
the Mayweather camp they were matchmakers. They were brilliant in how fights play out in the ring, style-wise. And they're looking at a guy like Margarito. He's tall. He has a cinder block for a chin. He's not just a pressure fighter. He's a volume puncher. He's not going to let us breathe.
Mm-hmm. Well, the difference.
We can outbox him, but this guy's going to be throwing punches the whole time.
By the way, I asked Floyd about that. I asked Floyd about that fight once because I used to watch Margarito and think everything you said is true. But I thought, but this is a beatable fighter. Technically, he's not doing anything incredible. And then he was caught with wraps. And after the wraps, he never had another significant win.
Big facts.
Shane Mosley beat the brakes off him. Cotto beat him in the rematch. And part of the reason, just to set the record straight, I think that they were so scared of Margarito, the Floyd camp was the reasons you mentioned, but also your eyes are saying, like, I don't know how he's doing this, but oh my God, everyone's crumbling.
Come on now.
Right.
And it turns out, there's a reason for that.
Maybe. I don't know. Listen,
come on now. You get caught with the rats and then
you forgot your fight.
Yeah, you forgot.
All of a sudden, your punches don't have all of a sudden, you can't hurt anything.
Listen, he was 15 years into a hard career. That's the kind of style where you get beat up and you burn yourself out. And then Shane gave him a career in competing.
No, what happens is
it's sparring stories about that people used to spar Margarito. I know some personally.
He loaded gloves. Why would you do that to your sparring partner?
Because some people are just off.
Yeah,
I was there in the gyms. They wrapped their hands in front of everybody.
Wait, hold on.
I was there.
So you just did it for the fights.
Right.
I don't know.
If it's compromise, it's compromise.
I got Margarito's back. I'm riding with Margarito.
He still deals with Margarito.
I haven't seen him and talked to him in years, but I do. I like the guy. I did like him.
I liked watching him fight.
Absolutely.
That supernatural punching power, especially as the fight progressed into the fifth,
he imposed more.
Especially as the plaster hardened. I mean, as the fight progressed into the sixth,
but to equate him to David Benavidez, he had that engine. It wasn't just the chin and the pressure. He was throwing more punches over the second half of the fight than he did the first half.
Yes, because that's
all wrong for a boxer.
Because wraps that harden are especially dangerous in a fighter who takes a good punch and has endless stamina. But my point is this.
Yes.
Just like Floyd had a good reason for ducking Margarito, even though he couldn't articulate it exactly, right? Canelo, it seems to me, had a good reason for ducking Benavidez, even if he couldn't articulate it exactly, which is, this dude is not really in my weight division. Right. He makes the weight, but oh my God, he's twice my size.
And we see Canelo evolve, and you see what that looked like. He was a bigger guy, right? And now David Benavidez, you put him in his spot. What you think that's going to look like? And I love Canelo.
But
he's a smaller dude that took on bigger guys.
That's my point to Styles, though. So Canelo looked at Kovalev and Bivol and thought, I can beat these guys. Yeah. But he looked at David Benavidez, and he's like, no, style-wise, this guy's all wrong. It's too much. It's suffocating pressure, and it's the volume. And this kid has so much heart, such a chip on his shoulder. Even if I hurt him, he ain't going to go away.
And also, if he's going to lose,
if
he's going to lose to a Mexican or Mexican-American fighter, I think Canelo maybe had the thought, maybe at the end of my career. Right. But that's not here yet.
Not anymore. No.
Not here yet, right?
Like, I don't think they ever fight.
At the time. By the way, here are the light heavyweight rankings. Beterbiev at number 1. That's because the champion is Dmitry Bivol. His number 1 contender is Artur Beterbiev. Benavidez installed as the number 2 contender. And then David Morrell. By the way, Kataev.
He better be higher.
No, well, listen. I can't believe Morrell fought Kataev right after he fought Benavidez.
He lost that fight.
Yeah, but hats off to him for fighting two badasses in a row.
100%. Morrell believes in himself for good reason. And you can see, you look at this list, Benavidez has beaten 3 guys on this list already in the division. Yarde, Morrell, and Vojtnik.
Yeah, Arthur's the truth.
Speaking of knocking off, Willie Hutchinson is about to get knocked off by Ezra Taylor, my guy,
Your
January
guy,
24th.
Okay. All right. That's right. So then
Taylor Hutchinson, yes.
Talk, man.
This is a tough division, and apparently one in which Benavidez will no longer be competing. That's too bad because not so much the Bivol fight. Benavidez Beterbiev.
Oh my God.
Would be, in the 80s, we used to watch fights, not together, but same
Matthew
era.
Saad Muhammad type cats.
Matthew Saad Muhammad and Yaqui Lopez and Dwight Muhammad Kawi back then, Dwight Braxton and Matthew Franklin and before everyone converted on Moss, it seemed in that division, but in the early 80s. But oh my God, that's a throwback to those kind of fights. and contested maybe at a higher level than most of them.
Yeah, more skill, definitely the technique, but the accuracy and the balance, both guys have it. I think Beterbiev has a higher level of it, but he's also 40.
I'd like to see Benavidez and
I favor Benavidez in that
That's
matchup,
like,
but I think that's the one fight at light heavyweight where David Benavidez would take punishment, where he would actually get beat up.
I think if Benavidez wanted the Beterbiev fight, he could have it. So I'd like to know why he's not having it. And I don't like, this is why I call Beterbiev the actual boogeyman in boxing, right? Remember when we were all saying, and everyone said Benavidez? But why isn't this fight happening?
Right.
Coming up on the show, Devin Haney won against the baddest welterweight there was, right? Number 1 ranked in the ring, young puncher. Right. Haney not looking good since the Garcia fight. Are we impressed? Is it time to call Devin Haney a legitimately great fighter? This is Inside the Ring. Welcome back to Inside the Ring. In the co-main event, Devin Haney coming off a performance in which he looked scared to get hit against Jose Ramirez. He did. Took on, are you denying he looked scared against Jose Ramirez? He took, it's one of the reasons he was the underdog against the undefeated, power-punching, top-rated welterweight by Ring Magazine, Brian Norman Jr.
Yes.
But he sent Norman to the canvas with a beautiful check hook, right-hand combination. But guys, this was a tale of two performances. In the first half of the fight, Haney looked sharp.
Yes,
he looked strong. But rather than continue to dominate, because you could see some guys, if they keep themselves artificially light, when they go up in weight, you see just in their physique how athletic they are. I think of Shane Mosley at lightweight.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got to welterweight, you're like, damn, Shane, it's like that. Haney, as a lightweight, was not a lightweight. He was not a junior welterweight. This, Haney comes in, you go, oh, excuse me, Devin.
Yes.
You're actually the bigger man in the fight. Yes. This is a natural welterweight. Yes. But guys, he made a business decision in that fight. He had a big, kind of insurmountable lead. He was fighting a guy who, when he grabbed his left arm in a clinch, was all too happy to let him because Norman would grab back. And he decided to just ice the win by not fighting in the second half of the fight. Guys, I thought our very own Mike Coppinger nailed it when he said some guys fight at the wrong weight. I think that was right. But I also think Conor Benn, who's been mentioned as an opponent for Haney after the fight, also nailed it in terms of his impression of Devin Haney in the second half of the fight. Listen to what Conor had to say.
What did he say?
First of all, were you surprised when he got the knockdown in the second round, and has he changed your perception of him with that performance?
I mean, listen, he caught me with a good shot early on. Credit to Brian for getting up. I mean, it wasn't really a great performance in my opinion. He looked scared. He looked scared of his own shadow in there. So
he engaged differently to the way he did in the Jose Ramirez
fight. He didn't really want to engage. He's happy to nick rounds and nick fights. But for me, there weren't no entertainment in there, and it's entertainment business. Ultimately, I give people fight of the year contenders. He puts people to sleep, and I'm not talking about in the ring.
All right, guys, I agree with Conor. And let me say, I'm not a hater. Who's my favorite fighter? You know who's my favorite fighter of all time?
Pernell Whittaker.
You know who else? Muhammad Ali is really my favorite fighter of all time in my lifetime of really watching fights, knowing what's going on. It's Pernell Whittaker. I love slick boxers. To me, it's the hardest thing to do is stand in front of a guy, don't run, don't hold, hit and don't get hit, right?
For 12 rounds.
But there is a school of fighting, and apologies to Larry Donald, who had talent. I call it the Larry Donald school, right? Where you're a long, rangy guy, and it's called boxing, but it's not really boxing. If you try to build a little lead on the jab and the right hand, Ali did this when he got old and fat later in his career, and then you just tie the guy up, right? Hector Camacho was a scintillating, great fighter at 130 pounds.
Yes.
As his career went on, he became a Larry Donald type guy like that, right? Bro. And Devin Haney, to start this fight, by the third or fourth round, I said, I can't wait for inside the ring. I'm going to come out and give him his flowers. I've always called him an A- fighter. That's an A+ fighter. That guy, and this is what I can say instead. Devin Haney's in the Hall of Fame. I would vote to put Devin Haney in the Hall of Fame today, if he retired today. The resume is the resume, period.
Yes.
But I can't call him a great fighter.
Why not?
You can't call him a great fighter?
Because
of how he's doing it?
He has one great win in his career, where on that night he was a great fighter. I thought he lost the fight, but it was a close fight against Vasily Lomachenko.
Okay.
Right.
That was a great fighter on that night. He has not replicated. And by the way, if you beat at 140 pounds,
Regis Prograis?
No.
Because he did him dirty.
Kambosos.
Yeah, he did.
At 135.
Kambosos. Okay.
If you beat Kambosos, that's a good fighter. It's a good win.
Yeah.
But I'm not calling you a great fighter based on a Kambosos win. Now, he has legitimate Ring Magazine championships now. And what is this, his third?
No.
Second.
He was just ring champ at lightweight where he was undisputed.
Right. And he has
belt
a
holder at 140 and now
at 147. This is his second Ring Magazine championship, lightweight, welterweight. He was sensational over the first half of the fight. Here are the rankings at welterweight. He just beat the top guy.
We cannot do this.
But guys, he's. This is the problem with the way boxing is scored and boxing rules in terms of clinching and all that stuff. He basically, I don't mind sitting on a lead. He stopped fighting in the second half of the fight.
But Max, okay, so let's just get straight to this.
Get straight to it.
Everybody talked about how he was so scary the fight before Norman, correct? Everybody says he's running. That's why he was the underdog at first, okay? Right. You was talking about how Norman, he hits hard, he's this, that, and third. You compared it to some great fighter. What was his name? The great fighter you
Oh, no. What I'm saying is James Toney was getting outboxed by Michael Nunn all night. And then knocked Michael Nunn out. But James Toney had always had enormous self-confidence. You could see Brian Norman's confidence. I didn't think he looked very confident getting into the ring. But it drained after the knockdown. And James Toney was also a very schooled fighter. That's not Brian Norman. He's just a young, strong
Well, all I'll say is this, though.
fighter.
So, Devin Haney, all these people's doubting, okay? He gets in this fight as the underdog, and his resume is so much longer and bigger than Norman's, but that don't matter. He gets in there, and in the second round, he knocks him down, right? Standing in front of him. Now, he has a big lead, and the name of the game is winning. So, you might not like the way he's getting it done, but he's getting it done. And another thing is, I think he's a great fighter. If you look at his resume,
me too.
With Kambosos, when he fought him, it wasn't his fault that Kambosos beat Teofimo, because that was the lead-up fight. When he lost or had to fight Kambosos, okay? He beat him twice. But I look at Devin Haney now, all I'm saying is, you put him in front of him, he beats him. No matter how we want to call it, how you like it, how it looks, he's winning. The name of the game is to win. So when we look at this thing, I don't know, 10 years from now, we look at his resume, he's beating good fighters, no matter how it looks.
Well, Max is giving him credit for his resume. That's why he's saying his Hall of Fame worthy.
He's giving him credit, Doug, but he kind of takes it away.
I'm saying he's in the Hall of Fame because you cannot deny the results.
But we're saying he's a great fighter.
I think he's a great fighter. He's winning.
A great fighter, to me, if he has that lead, you can sit on it. But he stopped fighting. All he did in the second half of that fight was hold.
Abel Sanchez had a fighter on the card. And people start getting bored. And he told the fighter in the corner, he said, I don't want you to go for the knockout, but just be active, like commit. Yep. And it sounds like this is what you're saying about Devin Haney. I'm not saying for you to go in over there and be gung-ho with your chin or just go, but commit. Throw some punches, throw the combination. You just put this guy down, act like you're in the position that you're in. You're the bigger guy now. And not to mention, Devin Haney is a real 147-pounder. I've never seen his body look like that. And I guarantee you, from the research, you could tell he's punching even harder. I did not expect, I want to say
100%
here,
he's punching
I was wrong.
harder.
I picked Brian Norman Jr. to win.
I picked Devin.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So for me to see Devin go in there and do that how he did, he sat on the lead. Yeah, probably a little too comfortably. I would have loved to see him take chances more. He had
I don't want when he is boxing, he doesn't have to take chances.
But if you're punching somebody, Max, you are taking chances when you're in there with a puncher. If he's going in there and puncher, he's going to be taking chances against Brian Norman Jr.
Of course, if you get into a boxing ring, you're taking some chances.
Well, not if you're disengaging the whole time.
There is an expectation. Again, my favorite fighter Ali, other than Ali, is Pernell Whittaker.
Pernell didn't run.
No one can tell me that, I only want to see blood and guts and face first stuff. That's not what I like. I like that like everyone else, but I also like
boxing. You love
boxing.
technique. You love craft.
Boxing, craft, right? He stopped boxing in the second half.
Now, he was using his craft just to nullify his opponent. Hold the lead. Can I just say this? Let me say this.
And wait, real quick, Doug. He didn't have to. Devin Haney was spectacular in the first half of that fight. He's the better boxer, the sharper puncher. He was the bigger guy.
But
he can punch with power. He has defense. He has every tool. He has a deep bag.
He does.
It's not like he has a shallow bag. He's a deep bag.
You're saying physically he has the mind. He has the body now. Mentally or psychologically, I think he needed these 12 rounds. This is his first fight as a full welterweight. That's right. And he's facing the #1 rated welterweight in the world, the guy that a lot of pundits, people who know boxing, were picking to knock him out. That has to be in his head. He has to know this, right? So I think sometimes a fighter just has to get through a fight, because he may have surprised himself by catching and hurting Norman early in the fight. But at the same time, he's thinking to himself, okay, don't do anything stupid.
Doug, you may have convinced me,
right?
Because the Ramirez
I have to work
fight
through this.
Because the Ramirez fight, I thought I picked Norman too because I hated the way Haney looked against Ramirez. He looked scared.
Yes.
But I thought there is a chance that he just needs to get that out of his system after the Garcia fight. And by the way, Ryan didn't make weight and didn't pass the PED test, right? So that's not exactly a loss.
But that Ryan fight was traumatic.
It was traumatic.
Takes some time
So the Ramirez fight, I said maybe he has to get through that. Maybe also he had to get through his first fight at welterweight. He won the Ramirez fight.
Right.
He won this fight. I want to be a Devin Haney fan because I'm a Bill Haney fan, and I love what he's done with his son. And I think that Devin has the tools to be great. But I've only seen real greatness from him that one night against Lomachenko.
I think we've only seen greatness from Devin Haney. No matter what you guys say, all he does is win, right?
All he does is win.
Another thing.
Regardless of the opponent.
But he's not fighting the kind of fights where the entire boxing world celebrates the victory.
Well, see, that's the name of the game.
It's usually split. Some guys are celebrating it. Others are like, hey, I was bored.
It is usually
split. But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you got to go in this ring and actually go in there and fight, right? Now, if Devin Haney, let's say that he did what Max wanted him to do, right? And he goes second half of the fight and he's trying to finish him. And he gets clipped.
He doesn't have to finish him.
But That's what Max has this thing that he's doing. He wants him to be aggressive, but he don't want him to finish him.
No, I don't need him to be aggressive. I need him to continue to box. He's watch the second half of the fight. He didn't box
the second half the way he fought the first half. That's what you're saying.
Even if you want to take your foot off the gas and play it safe, there's a difference between playing it safe and holding the guy every time he gets near you. That's not boxing.
But one thing is, he won the fight, though, Max. Why he got to win it the way you like it, or the way you like it?
Because Max is feeling like
what I'm saying is,
you believe that he can win in that fashion.
That doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. That don't matter.
Shady's right. Shady's not wrong.
We are talking about opinions. And one thing about Bill Haney and Devin Haney, we're going to win. They're going to clean up that whole division, and then we're going to celebrate talking about how great Devin Haney is.
Okay,
so you don't have to win the way we want. Another thing is, Devin Haney don't duck nobody.
No.
I watched Devin, and we're in the circle, so we know what's going on. Devin Haney wanted to fight Boots at 140. His first fight at 140. And what they said, let's fight at 152. Correct? So
he wasn't going to do that.
But what I'm saying is, it's not like he's ducking nobody. So when Norman, everybody picked Norman to win this fight because he's stronger, he's harder. A lot of people. Okay? And I picked Devin to win. He get in there, he wins the fight. So my thing is, once he clears the division and he wins the way he wants to win, what can we say? I don't like the way you clean up the division.
No. We give him credit, but we don't get excited about him unless he's fighting in an exciting fashion.
I will concede that point. You are right. We don't have to like it. He can just win. You're right about that.
Come on now.
But now let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
Bud Crawford.
Who's after him?
I would say
next 2 or 3 guys.
I would go Usyk
and Inoue.
And I would go in the monster.
And who else do we see on the card?
And Bam.
Okay. And then after that, so those are the special fighters.
I don't put Devin with Crawford.
I understand. My point is, after that, you have Bivol and Beterbiev, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty clear in boxing. There's that top 4,
and
then there's the next tier.
Right.
And then I'm saying Haney has the tools to not be on the bottom tier of the best fighters in the world. He has the tools. He has the size. He has the ability. He has enough speed and length. It's not like he's doing it with smoke and mirrors. He knows how to box. Why do we not perceive him the way we perceive those super fighters?
He's been fractured, Max. The Ryan Garcia thing was very traumatic for him, and he hasn't been the same since.
Can I respond, Max, real quick on that? Because them guys are elite, right? You talk about Bam, you talk about Usyk, you talk about Bud, right? I get all that. But let's say Devin Haney, he's winning the way he's winning, right? And he's starting to beat all these top tier guys. So
he is beating them.
Hold up. He clears out the division. And I don't know whoever's next you want to say, let's say Shakur or Tia, one of them guys, right? They want to move up. And he beats one of them dudes with the way he's winning these fights. Yeah. You can't knock a dude for being successful the way he wants to be successful.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying. So we saying this stuff now, but we gonna look in 5 years and Devin Haney's beat all these top guys the way he wants to beat them. What can you say?
It's prize fighting.
You gotta crown that dude.
By the way, at the second half of his 20 title defenses made, Eusebio Pedroza, the featherweight champ, remember him? But when he wasn't as good as he used to be, he would kind of win fights like that till McGuigan got him at the end, right?
Right.
But that's okay. You can do that, and you can have a nice professional career, and you can make money and be a star. And you're right.
And eventually get into the Hall of Fame.
And eventually get into the Hall of Fame. You can do that. That's what Devin Haney
would he be great like that though? Could he still be? I'm saying, could he still be great the way he's fighting and beating all these top guys?
You have to consider him because especially if the resume get more highlighted.
That's what I'm asking.
Eventually, you're right. He can just do it his way. One thing I love about sports is everyone has an opinion on it, but in the end, the result is the result.
Max, do you think he can beat the higher elite fighters? Can he beat the Shakuras? Can he beat?
No, I don't think he can beat Shakur.
I mean,
although he might be too big for Shakur.
But it'd be a good fight. Because I think Shakur was, he's special. But I'm saying, in that group,
Jerron Boots Ennis against Devin Haney at a higher weight class, 54, who wins? With Devin Haney boxing the way he boxed now?
I think Boots.
By stoppage.
I don't know. I like Boots. I don't know that though.
Boots is not going to be in the inside allowing you to hold him, bro.
But
he's going to be so physical. He's going to use forearms. He's going to push him all around.
I don't like, right? Because we can do the what if game. But I'm just saying, I think Boots is really, really good, right? I think he's special when you watch him.
Yes.
But Devin Haney's special, and he's getting it done with top competition.
He's got the I thought I was going to come out here today and say, I've always said Haney is an A- fighter. He's at least an A. Maybe he's an A+. And I have to come out today and again say he's in the 90s, but it ain't 95 or above. He's in the 90s.
I would say this. I think he's right now he's an A fighter who could be an A+ fighter. Right. I think he needed to have those 12 rounds with Ramirez. These 12 rounds against Norman, he's going to have more confidence. Think about Canelo fighting Golovkin that first fight. He didn't quite have the confidence. He's like, ooh, I'm actually fighting at the real middleweight limit, and I'm in with the gun. And he could have fought a little more courageously, but he didn't quite have the confidence. He had that confidence.
Dog, you're making a lot of sense.
Okay,
I'll give him fine. You know what? I'll give him an A. I'll give him an A, but 94.
Think about
94. Max. 94, 90. He's not getting a 5 or a 6. He's an A. Devin Haney, you're an A fighter, but I'm giving you a 94 for not boxing in the second half of that fight.
A+, Devin. A+, brother.
Yes, Devin Haney is graded on a curve because the standards are very high.
Great in going to the Hall of Fame.
We'll see. Yeah. Coming up, our informant, Mike Coppinger, was at the fight and caught up with Devin Haney and David Benavidez. And that's next on Inside the Ring. Never did that.
Not that, Shady. Not that.
Shakur, my favorite fighter.
Shakur never in his life.
Never done that.
Shakur, my favorite fighter, dog.
He didn't tie up a guy for 6 rounds. Look, and by the way, I know Norman was holding 2. We have to move on. Welcome back to Inside the Ring.
Yeah, we on, baby.
Where the show goes right through commercial breaks. Mike Coppinger caught up with David Benavidez in Riyadh following Benavidez's win over Anthony Yarde.
This is Mike Coppinger with Inside the Ring with the champion, David Benavidez, coming off of an amazing victory in the main event of the Ring 4 just moments ago here in Riyadh. 7th round TKO of Anthony Yarde. You really busted up that right eye. I mean, did you maybe break the orbital?
I don't know, bro. I broke something. You know, it was a good fight. You know what I mean? We both got into it. He cut me. I think that turned me, that you know, to flip the switch in me. You know, I knew how to get it back. And I caught him with the uppercut, and then he just started gushing blood everywhere. I don't know if it was the nose, the eye, or what it was, but I just kept it going, and the blood kept coming out. You know what I mean? It was a pretty cool sight. So, but then I dropped him, and then I got 2 points taken away, and because I didn't know if, I felt like a lot of blood coming out. I didn't know if they're going to stop the fight because of, that's just how I was thinking. So I'm like, if they stop the fight, they took 2 points away from me. I don't know where the scar card's at, so I'm going to just take advantage of this. And I've seen him hurt. I hurt him with some body shots, step back, hit him with the left hook, and it was over from there.
We saw what Anthony Yarde did against Sergey Kovalev, against Artur Beterbiev. He gave them much tougher fights than he gave you. He was game. I thought he had a good game plan, right? He was trying to box you a bit and punch with you, but your volume took over in the end, your aggression. I mean, when you get going, I love that moment we had when he was holding you. You had the one hand free. I counted 14 punches you hit him with.
Yeah, he was holding my hand, and I seen an opening, so I'm like, I'm gonna just let it go. And I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was like a moment when he was bleeding everywhere. I'm like, you wanted to go to war, right? You wanted a shootout. This is what you want, right? And then the round just ended, so I thought that was pretty cool. But it was everything I expected it to be. I made this fight look easier than Beterbiev and Sergey Kovalev, but I think what set everything up was a jab. I told everybody I wanted to work behind my game plan. I went back to the basics, went to the jab, and we made it happen.
Yeah, jab was looking great, and this was your third fight at 175, and you heard all the critics. They were saying, oh, David's power is not what it once was, but I think you showed them tonight that it still is.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm a smart fighter. I think it's been shown that I had the second, I'm the highest, most accurate fighter, second accurate fighter in all of boxing. So I have a good IQ. I knew that coming up in weight, I wasn't just going to walk guys down and just drop them. So I had to kind of go back to the basics, get my distance, get the jab, get to the body, and, the knockout will come on its own. And every guy I'm in the ring with, I hurt. I don't care what critics say. I'm in the ring with them myself, so I know I hurt every guy. So it's just you got to follow the game plans to get these knockouts.
Yeah, so you get the knockout, second win of the year. You had a great win in February against David Morrell, decision victory. You said in the ring afterward that you're going to be fighting Zurdo Ramirez, a cruiserweight title fight on May 2nd. Is that a done deal?
It's a done deal. May 2nd, Cinco de Mayo, it's a done deal. And like I said, I ain't waiting for nobody. I'm making my own lane. If Beterbiev, Bivol, Canelo don't want to fight me, I'm going up. I'm going to cruiserweight. There was an opportunity to fight for the 2 belts, so I said, let's get it.
Realistically, we've seen fighters go up before and then come back down. Can you come back down to light heavyweight for fights with Canelo, Beterbiev, or Bivol, or once you're up there, you have to wait and see?
No, we'll take it one fight at a time, but like I said, I take every fight like it's an opportunity. There's an opportunity to go down to 175. Maybe after I get the titles at cruiserweight, there's an opportunity to come down. I feel like I'm not going to gain too much muscle going up, and I don't want to get big. I don't want to stay at cruiserweight immediately. I want to come back down. So we're going to put together a good game plan. We got about 6 months to get ready for that fight, and we're going to see how much muscle mass we have to put on and what type of strength and conditioning we have to do. But I definitely do want to come down and get a fight with Bivol, Beterbiev, and Canelo, hopefully in the future.
Yeah, and look, certainly you'll be favored to beat Zurdo Ramirez and win a title in a third weight class. But the best guy at cruiserweight, Jai Apataya. Can we see you fight Jai Apataya? One more fight at cruiserweight.
I don't know. We'll take it one fight at a time, brother. Like I said, I don't know. Everything's possible. I ain't ducking no smoking. I've showed it time and time again that I want the best fights, and I'm gonna make the best fights happen.
And there you go.
Thank you, Mama.
A celebration here, the whole family.
Yeah.
This was your third fight at 175, and I know you were at 68 before this, but I feel like it wasn't the easiest weight cut for you, was it?
No, it was hard, bro. Super hard. And this is the first fight I've had where I just chilled the last week. I didn't do anything, you know what I mean? And usually I'm, using all my energy to try to make weight, and that's why I felt so strong today. I felt that's why, I was able to go in there and get the knockout because I conserved my energy and I was able to use it in the fight. And I felt great at this weight.
And first fight outside of North America, you headlined here in Riyadh. What was that experience like for you?
I liked it a lot because I was able to sleep a lot. I thought I was going to have problems. I thought I was going to be tired because I fought at 5 a.m. But, I slept. I woke up in the morning at 12, ate, slept, got a haircut, then slept again until like 12. So I felt good, bro. So yeah, I'm excited to come back and fight it here again.
Yeah, the way you fought, maybe you have to have all your fights here at 5 a.m.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, thank you, David.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
So he's going up to cruiser, but then back down to light heavy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to put on muscle. I guess because, look, I was just telling you guys, I ran into Eric Harding, the light heavyweight.
Yes, my guy.
Very good light heavyweight fighter from the late 90s, early 2000s at a barbershop in Hartford one day when I was working at ESPN. And I just saw him. I was like, damn, what do you walk around at? 220. Yeah. If Eric Harding was walking around at 220, what's Benavidez walking around at?
That's a good point.
It's like so I guess he could go down to cruiserweight just by not killing himself to get down to light heavy and without putting on muscle.
Easier process,
I
would say a much easier process, yes. I really believe that David Benavidez can fight cruiserweight, but walk around as if he's going down to light heavy. Just with that skills and that demeanor and the way this young man imposed himself on fighters, Max, I'm sure you know, you probably know, Doug. Do y'all remember anyone that he remind you guys of that do that? When I think of him, I think of an early Julio Cesar Chavez.
I've said he is the best imitation of Chavez at this weight I've ever seen, at a heavier weight I've ever seen. Yeah.
So imposed in the
He's not as good as Chavez, but he's the best kind of version of that style at that heavier weight. You think he's as good as Julio Cesar Chavez?
I think his liver shot is just as good. I think he put even more scarier pressure. He's bigger.
Scarier pressure than Chavez?
No, yes.
Your tongue is on fire right now.
Yes, Max.
I'm afraid we're going to get hit by lightning or something.
Jose Luis Castillo.
Don't talk about the GOAT.
He's like that.
Yeah.
He's like a light heavyweight Castillo.
Jose Luis, David Benavidez?
Castillo was a
David Benavidez, I love you. I love you. You could wind up in the Hall of Fame one day and be a great fighter.
He's going to the Hall of Fame.
I get it.
He's going to the Hall of Fame.
He is the closest. He's the best approximation of Julio Cesar Chavez at the weight. He's not Julio Cesar Chavez.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad to hear that he wants to go back down to light heavyweight.
What's that?
I'm glad to hear that after whatever happens with Zurdo, that he wants to drop back down to light heavyweight. Because
apparently Zurdo could beat a prime Julio Cesar Chavez in pound for pound. Zurdo's better pound for pound than Julio, according to you. Zurdo's going to beat him, right?
He's going to beat David Benavidez, and he's going to go up and become heavyweight champion.
So then it won't look so bad for Benavidez. Because most people, my old broadcast partner Jim Lampley thinks he's going straight up to heavyweight to fight Usyk. Benavidez.
I can see that though.
It's not far-fetched.
I can see that. He's a big boy.
And he got speed. See, it's the speed. Yeah. And this is the reason that we always compare like the Moses Atama fight Usyk. It's not because he's a hard knockout puncher. It's not because he's so big. Actually, it's the speed. And Benavidez has speed. And he constantly coming with the demeanor, big man pressure. He fights.
Now that he has better than Chavez is a speed. For a pressure fighter who goes to the body, you also have to deal with long arms and hand speed. And that's kind of a new thing.
Too.
Yeah.
And volume. A lot of volume.
Right.
A lot of volume.
Right. Absolutely right. So Mike also caught up with Devin Haney, guys. Let's take a look.
This is Mike Coppinger for Inside the Ring, and we're here with Devin Haney, who just became a 3-division champion, and he did it in wide fashion. Pretty much made it look easy. People said it was a coin flip fight, and you made it seem anything but. How good are you feeling right now after all the critics, all the haters?
Yeah, no, alhamdulillah. I think I allowed for this victory. Me getting out of the ring safely, my opponent getting out of the ring, safely. Everything I said I was going to do, I did. A lot of people counted me out, but I believed in my skills. I believed in my team, and we prepared right. My dad put together a great game plan, and I went in there and I just executed the game plan. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I thought you looked like, and a lot of people said it, this was like the best you looked physique-wise at 147. How much stronger did you feel at the weight?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel way stronger. I feel like my natural self. I always would be sparring in training camp, and I would be super sharp, super strong, and then, I would do a weight cut, and it would just take everything out of me. I would just leave it all in the gym. And, my dad's been telling me go up and weight for a long time, but it was just so much at stake at 135 and 140. But, I'm happy to be here. Allah is the best of planners, and I'm here at 147 now, and I'm happy to be champion again.
Yeah, I actually saw Ryan Garcia, your good friend, post before the fight that he bet $50,000 on you. Obviously, he was right, and Ryan Garcia said he's fighting Mario Barrios next for a title. If he wins, I imagine it's one of the biggest fights in boxing, the rematch.
Yeah, I think that that fight is huge. I'm gonna be, rooting for him. I want him to win so that we can, get it on. I can get that redemption, and I think it's a big fight for boxing. It's a lot of, unanswered, questions there, question marks there from both sides, and I think that the fight is gonna happen.
Now, you hear all the people on Twitter, they all chirp at you, they call you pillow hand, say you can't punch. I saw the smile on your face when you dropped Brian Norman in round 2, and that was no flash knockdown. He was hurt bad. You stepped right over him. What were you saying to him? What were you thinking in your minds?
Yeah, no, I mean, that was the game plan. I wanted to shock him early. I knew that he genuinely just didn't respect me. I knew I had to get my respect, or else it was going to be a long night. And that's what I did. I went in there, I shocked him, hurt him, and it made the rest of the fight easy for me.
You have one of the best jabs in boxing, but it looks like really good tonight, even better than ever. It was really sharp. It pieced him up. It looked like he may have broken his nose. His nose was, he was, pawing at it the entire time. Do you think you broke it?
Yeah, no, I know that I broke it, But you know, I want him to get back, you know, home, you know, to his family safely. I hope that, you know, it's not nothing, you know, crazy. Like I said, I got nothing but respect for Brian Norman and his father. I know, you know, during the build-up, you know, him and his dad and my dad had a lot of back and forth. They said a lot of crazy things about me, but at the end of the day, they gave me an opportunity to become champion again. So, and they're another father-son duo like me and my pops. So they made it to this stage. So I got nothing but respect for them.
You are the WBO title holder now. Conor Benn was ringside, and you guys have exchanged a lot of words over the years too. Ben's coming off a big win last week in a stadium. Could you fight him in London? Could we see that as well?
It does not matter to me. You know, whoever my dad want me to fight, that's what I'm gonna fight. I don't care. Like, I will fight anybody. Y'all know the type of fighter that I am. I've shown that time in and time out. So whoever, it doesn't matter. Whoever he says, that's how I'll fight.
You've had a lot of big wins in your career already, and you're still young. It was your birthday earlier this week, right?
Yeah.
So you beat Vasily Lomachenko. You went to Australia twice to beat George Kambosos. But is this win maybe sweeter after everything everyone said about you, after the Ryan Garcia fight, after the Jose Ramirez fight?
Being undisputed, going over to Australia, it was just, you know, it was so much there. You know, my dad not being able to make it in the beginning, it was just like it was just a legendary moment for me. But you know, this is a special moment, you know, to be champion again. You know, alhamdulillah, and yeah.
And what was it like fighting after 4 a.m.? I think you walked to the ring after 4 a.m. here. Were you tired at all? How did you feel?
No, I mean, I've been here since the second, so I was fully acclimated. I got here early with my team so that I could be acclimated. We've been sparring and training at this time, so it didn't make a difference. I'm a fighter, so it does not matter where the ring is, what time it is. It doesn't matter to me.
All right, what's next? You have vacation plans? You go back to Miami?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Dubai, spend some time with my family, my daughter. You know, I haven't been able to really spend time with her because I've been in training camp. So yeah, I'm gonna go see her, and yeah.
All right, well, congrats, Devin. Now a 3-division champion, and you did it in fashion.
Thank you.
Devin Haney, on top of everything else, he boxes very well and all that stuff, is a very likable guy.
Yes, he is.
And a throwback fighter in the sense that he does make big fights. What do you think? What do we think about a Garcia rematch?
Oh.
Ryan Garcia from this show, by the way.
I know, that's Ryan, my guy. Before we get to Ryan,
Let's go.
Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn said a lot after the fight. It was boring in the third. I don't think Conor Benn at 147 can do anything with Devin Haney. And I think he makes that fight look easy.
I think if Conor Benn boxed the way he fought against Eubank Jr. at any weight class, he could give anybody trouble.
Which fight? The second one?
Yes.
Chris Eubank was burnt out.
I'm talking
was
about
burnt out.
He does the same thing with Gervonta
He was burnt
Davis.
out.
He talks about everything except the how he's doing it. How?
Okay.
If Roy Jones would have fought everybody in his career, how he fought Johnny Ruiz, he would have beat anybody from any type of time. I'm saying the exact same thing about that performance Conor put on.
Max.
If he boxed anybody,
Please don't. First you're saying
never use Roy Jones again.
Now Conor Benn and Roy Jones.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the performance rate.
Man, listen.
You didn't have a long enough career to be this punch drunk.
Talk about Roy Jones.
If you talk about Pernell, Roy Jones, Chavez,
on a serious note, and I like Conor. I like Conor.
You bet on Conor.
I bet on Conor.
Yes.
But when I watch Conor, I watch Devin Haney.
Devin Haney that fought the second half of the fight, right, too?
I think Devin Haney makes that fight look easy. I truly do.
Conor Benn is very spiteful in the inside. Devin Haney is clinching.
What you like so much?
Devin Haney is clinching a lot now, right?
Sir, what do you like so much about Conor Benn? Just tell me, because we all want to know. We all want to know.
He has his daddy's spirit when he's fighting. He's evil. He's spiteful. He can punch. He has an incredible feint game. Y'all keep talking about.
By the way, here's another one. He's been on that stage before.
Yes.
Norman, even though the crowd wasn't electric, it was 5 a.m. in Riyadh. Norman, I thought the look on his face was he has not been here before. Haney looked like he'd been there before.
I really
Conor
think that's
Benn
Norman's
has fought
look, though,
in front of
Max.
50,000 people.
Max, I think that's Norman's look. He had no nonsense type of young man. He reminds me a lot of Marvin Hagler, and he's just a whole different type of.
Wait. Yo, man. Yo, take his mic.
I did not take the bait.
I can't even break it down to him.
For the record, I agree with you.
Go.
I like Haney in that fight.
Easy fight.
However,
why?
I like him early and then him to sit on a lead.
And what happens if he sit on the lead against Conor?
I think it becomes very interesting.
No, he's not.
Down the stretch, Conor's going to be dangerous.
Yeah. Haney gonna box him, grab him, move him around. He gonna box him.
Coming up, a guy who did not sit on a lead, even though he had a big one.
Who is it?
Bam Rodriguez.
Pound for pound.
Incredible performance on Saturday. That's next on Inside.
Bam with the public school and the projects. See that with that boy movie? Gotta be a brother.
Right.
The Locker Room. The new home of DAZN's boxing content. All your big hitters, all in one place.
I am not going to stop until I am pulled off of this guy. Daniel, don't disrespect you are. Daniel, don't disrespect you are.
More exclusive content than ever before.
Look at that blood. You remember what's coming.
Welcome to Inside the Ring, boxing's official show of record. I'm your host, Max Keller.
The Locker Room. Only on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
It seemed like he didn't look spectacular.
We're still arguing Conor Ben and Devin Haney and Norman. All right, welcome back to Inside the Ring. Guys, pound for pound, top 5. Come on. Even before this fight, Bam Rodriguez had to be top 5 pound for pound.
Yes.
But he put on an absolute show, in case you didn't know, and you did it against the second best fighter in the division. The until now undefeated Puma Martinez. How good is Bam Rodriguez?
Very good.
Guys, let me tell you something. And Eddie Hearn is right about this. We got to see if Inoue can get past
Junto Nakatani.
Nakatani, okay.
Because Nakatani's a dangerous fight, and Nakatani is better than Puma Martinez.
Way better.
However, there are normal fighters, even normal excellent fighters, and there are like Superman fighters, right? There is a pound for pound elite strata where I've always thought Bud Crawford has been the best pound for pound. In retrospect, it looks like the last 12 years.
Absolutely.
But there are other guys who people have put there are Usyk and Inoue, right?
Yes.
And that's the first tier, top 3 pound for pound. And then there's Beterbiev and Bivol, who are kind of under those 3 guys, but they kind of. I think that after that performance, Bam has joined. Even if he's the 4th guy, he's in that first tier now of Bud, Usyk, Inoue, Bam.
Yeah,
I think that's
the only
top.
reason he's under those 3 is because he's 25. He's still new to this.
Fought all the guys
yeah, he doesn't quite have the body of
and
work.
there he is, guys.
It's impressive.
That's the Ring Raid. I don't know if you're familiar with the Ring Magazine.
I'm
Ring
familiar
Magazine
with
ratings.
it. Yes.
Editor-in-Chief of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher.
And I think that's the correct ranking, by the way.
I agree. Now, there's one name on this list that I believe will round out the top 5 shortly, and that'll be Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
I think he's like that.
He just needs the right fights.
He just needs the right fights.
Just needs the right fights.
Bam Rodriguez, and what Eddie Hearn was saying about how he said the target for next year is Inoue. Guys, that's right, because Inoue and Bam are different when you put your eyes on them.
He's nice.
The reason people wanted to see Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, well, they both demoed Hatton and Cotto, right?
Right.
But it was also when you watched them, you were watching something that was different than everyone else in the
Stood
sport.
apart.
Yes.
Bam is one of those guys, and if not for the fact that he's short with a short reach, I would take him against the monster. However, the fact is he is short with a short reach, and the monster is a lot. What do we all think about this?
He still has to prove himself at 118 pounds and 122 pounds before we can say, okay, maybe he can beat the monster.
Fight at a catch weight of 120-something pounds.
Exactly. But I will say this. Fighting in the weight classes that he has occupied, flyweight and junior bantamweight, where he's Ring Magazine unified champion, he looks perfect. He's a complete fighter.
Yep.
You see the talent, the natural ability. You see the technique, which is textbook.
The feet.
You see some athleticism. Now he's not dynamic, explosive like Inoue. Okay.
He doesn't hit as hard, you're saying.
He's fluid.
Yeah.
He's smooth with it, and it's not just the hands; it's the feet.
Yes.
And the timing is impeccable. He has everything.
He has that. Anyone ever see The Last Dragon?
I see. Come on.
Okay.
He's got the glow.
The glow. Some dudes had like Roy Jones Jr. in his prime is the ultimate. He's got the glow.
Yeah, he did.
Right? He's like he got some, and some guys had that electric stuff. Bam's got that.
Yes.
He's got that, and he's got the hands, the feet, as you said, the technique. I think he does have real punching power. It's not Inoue, but whose is.
It's world class.
He's got speed. And he's a southpaw. He's a southpaw.
That last knockdown, he made that guy miss just enough.
He's cool under fire because I'll say this. Puma Martinez gives anybody else at 115 pounds
Shady
hell.
that. Tell Shady that.
I know he looked like a chump. He looked like a chump, didn't he? But that's only against Bam.
I'm not even
only against Bam.
I'm not even talking about the ninja stuff he was doing. I don't know what that was about. But but seriously though, like he didn't show me anything though. And I know Bam.
It's who he's in with.
Bam is special to me. I was telling
Rodriguez didn't let him.
I was telling Mike, I said, yo, it reminds me of the way he was moving, like kind of like Lomachenko, that special movement.
Shady, let me ask you about yourself, okay? Because you had that glow as a football player.
Come on now.
I'm not saying that because you're on the show. You were one of those dudes, okay? If there was a safety, good safety,
right,
and he's trying to come and get you in the open field.
Palomalu.
No, that's a great safety.
But I made Palomalu miss a lot of times.
Oh, okay. But I'm talking about what are you going to do to just a good safety in the open field?
But what I'm saying is I'm going to make him miss. But what I'm saying is when there's guys like Palomalu, right, he would get me, but I would get him. Guys like
because he's not Palomalu. We're not saying Puma is Palomalu. He's just a good safety.
Well, that's to y'all, right? I got my own opinion. I watched that dude. It looked like Rolly. It was like, oh, he ain't setting no punches up. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I mean, he's not wrong about that, Malik. He's not wrong.
It was bad. I mean, it's like I want to say. I said, you know what? Put him in the corner. I want to hear what the trainer's saying because
it looked to you. It looked like he wasn't getting no instructions,
bro.
He looked that bad.
Come on, all right, real quick. This is real quick though. Did he look bad? I know Bam was great, but. What was that, though?
No, he did look bad, but he looked bad against Rodriguez.
Was Martinez giving it an effort to you? Was he trying?
Yeah, I think he was a tough guy.
That's all he was allowed to do was try, and that's what great fighters make you do.
Usually, that was enough to beat a great Japanese fighter named Kazuto Ioka in Japan.
Was it twice?
Twice. Yeah. And Jerwin Ancajas, a really good title holder from the Philippines, beat him twice.
Do you remember who hurt Floyd at 147 pounds, who had him hurt, gave him a good fight?
DeMarcus Corley.
No, that was 140 pounds.
40, I'm sorry.
And,
was it the one Shane hit him or hurt him?
Maidana.
Oh, Maidana.
Now, why?
But that was a lot better than that guy.
No, but the point is, he hits you from angles you're not used to being hit from. Especially when you're in, I mean, that's his style anyway. But especially when you're in a guy who's technically much better than you, who's faster than you, who does like sometimes out of desperation, you're going to try some wild stuff because even though it's likely to backfire, at least it gives you a chance. Because if you just try to fight him like an orthodox, so first of all, that's how Puma would fight him anyway. But I can understand that being exaggerated in a fight against a guy where if you try orthodox stuff, you're going to get your head taken off.
He was punching like a hammer. He was punching like Bam Bam.
He was in there.
Come on, man.
Maidana did to Floyd.
Madonna.
Mayorga against Fernando.
Yeah,
that unorthodox, he sometimes throws off a technician.
Using different combinations, volume of punches.
You're not wrong about that, Malik.
I don't want to even go to that, but because like Madonna, I don't want to disrespect Madonna if you put him in the same category. But I will say this though, you talk about the monster. Bam is special. I don't know who wins that fight, but I'm going to lean more to the bigger fighter. I'm going to lean more to the offense. People say offense, defense. I love the offense, right? Because all it takes is one connect, and the monster is so explosive.
Yes, he is.
Right now, it's
fast.
It's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50
from the outside,
fight.
Very fast. 1-2.
But Bam is special.
Shots.
Bam is super special.
So the reason I think the monster has to be favored there because he is the bigger, longer fighter.
Come on, man.
But I'm just telling you, the only reason I would favor the monster, this is how high I am on Bam, is because he's bigger and longer. Even if Bam was naturally kind of the slighter guy, but if he had some height and length, with the southpaw and everything, I think
dangerous.
That's how I think
Very
Bam
interesting.
reminds me of guys like Inoue, Pacquiao, some of these fast, twitchy dudes who come up and remember when Pacquiao did it to Barrera.
Way better feet work than Pacquiao.
But remember when Pacquiao did what he did to Barrera? It was like you felt chills because you're like, he did that to Marco Antonio Barrera.
Yes, he did.
That's like what Bam did to Estrada.
Yes,
it's like he did that.
That's a good
to
analogy.
Estrada.
Yes. Yeah,
right. Like a great older fighter, but still can beat a lot of guys.
Solid.
But when that dude gets in, it's a wrap.
Is it a true possibility that they will fight? Is that something that's because I know it's talked about, but it seemed like they both kind of like stay away from it. Because we asked Bam and he said a little bit, but he didn't give us much.
Guys who are under featherweight, they have to fight each other. Okay. It's the only way they're going to make money.
Right.
The only way they're going to get the bag is if they fight each other.
Is when I watched
and they're
him
not
fight,
scared.
he made me
Little
disrespect.
Guys,
He made me disrespect everyone in his weight class that he hasn't fought yet. He made me disrespect everyone in that weight class above him. I only want to see him fight Inoue and Nakatani.
That's the thing. It's just
that's so disrespectful because there's so many fighters in that weight class above. But when I see him fight, when I see him perform, the only thing I think about is him fighting the best in the world.
By the way, he is like, as an American fighting under featherweight, no one's done what he's done in, I can't even remember the last time.
That's Johnny Tapia.
But Tapia was never this.
Yeah. Well, no, he wasn't as talented. Yeah.
He was never as good as this.
But he was a respected 115 pounds for a long time.
But it's not just that. I'm talking about oh, that's not the same as everybody else. Who's that? Too Sharp? Too Sharp
That's
at
very
flyweight?
good. Very
Yes.
good. Too Sharp. Too Sharp at flyweight.
Yes.
The
Probably
total
is the last
package.
time we saw this.
He had
Looked
the
like
athleticism,
everything, yes.
the skill, the intelligence and patience, the technique, and put it all together.
The
every
balance
fight.
and everything, yeah.
Too Sharp Johnson at flyweight, very much like Bam.
Before we move on, I need your help. I got a
And
young
a southpaw too.
I got a young brother in my neighborhood where I grew up at.
Okay.
They call him Cheek Cheek,
Okay.
right? Can you set up a fight with him and the guy that Bam just fought? I guarantee he gonna win. Cheek Cheek. He 115 pounds, dude.
You don't want to do this.
I'm telling you, set it up.
I know it looks easy.
Set it up.
Yeah. That's what you think of
Cheek,
Martinez.
Cheek, he a boxer. He like 201 in the hood. I'm telling you right now. Set it up, Max.
The hood record.
Set it up. Cheek Cheek.
Coming up, Mason Abdullah versus Sam Noakes.
High upstairs.
Did I say Mason Abdullah? Abdullah Mason. I will read anything in a prompter. I'm like Anchorman. I'm like Will Ferrell and Anchorman. Apologies,
Mason
San Diego. Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. I mean, these guys put on a show, and we discussed that next
they did.
on Inside the Ring.
Hey, listen up. Let's have it. We know you've always got your eye on the prize, the championship belt. And why wouldn't you? You're a finely tuned, well-oiled boxing watching machine, capable of consuming over 185 fights on the zone every year.
We've gone big. We've gone global.
Churning through combinations, comebacks, and non-stop knockouts. With big fights every week, you're the best in the world. So go on, get that belt, champ. The Zone. Undisputed.
Come on, Shady.
Shady gets it from the silhouette. Although I got to be honest, that time I was about to say everyone was about to say
Yeah, it's
Pacquiao.
true.
Shady went,
Yeah.
Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Wait, so I ain't win that one?
No, you won.
You got it.
So wait, right now. So
got the quicker
you got
reflexes.
3-2.
Mike got 0.
Yeah, my God. Even if you, Doug almost got me on
Almost.
on Riddick Bowe.
I knew
you
the
did,
New
yep.
York City guy was going to get Bo for me.
Welcome back to Inside the Ring. Young American prospect Abdullah Mason took on tough Brit Sam Noakes, taking the unanimous decision in, guys, I'll call that a great fight.
Yes.
What did we see from Abdullah Mason? Would you want to see a rematch? Guys, I have to be honest about where I am with Abdullah Mason. I never thought that, oh my God, he's a transcendent, he's going to be pound for pound kind of guy, because he has the physical ability, but the skills are inconsistent, I think, okay?
Okay.
However,
Explain that.
what he did in this fight was something special.
Yes.
Because, yes, he could have come out of this fight dominating Sam Noakes, and we're like, oh my God, and he's the next big thing, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And still not known about him. We know about this dude now. Got heart. A lot of heart. Can gut out a tough
Can take
win.
a shot.
Yes.
Can take
fight,
a shot.
Can fight a hard 12 rounds.
This is, I believe it was Ronnie Shields who said, you can teach a kid to box. It may have been Tommy Brooks. Trainers.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. You could teach a kid to box, but if you can't fight, you're in trouble. Right?
That's a great line.
Abdullah Mason can fight.
Yes, he can.
You can.
Now, the question is, will he be able to box well enough
I think
to
so.
be something really, really good?
He was brought up to box. Yeah. His corner wanted him to box in every
Yes, they
round.
did.
He went against his corner in every round. He wanted to prove something to himself, and I think he wanted to make a certain type of statement that he can be an entertaining
Let me ask
fighter,
you something about that.
That he's worthy of fans, and I think he wanted to make a certain type of statement saying, hey, I'm one to watch.
You're a boxing guy, okay? And so
through.
you're a boxing,
I'm a boxing
fan,
guy
but
too
I'm talking
now.
about guys who've been in the industry forever. You're now in the industry.
Wait, I've been boxing. He know my back. I've been boxing for years.
Okay, let me ask Shady in that case. No, listen. When you say that, when you say he wanted to prove, a lot of times people will say that when they don't have enough of a skill or at least consistent application of the skill to keep the fight the way they want. You know, like I think of Andre Ward a lot when I think of the right way to fight. Andre Ward was a guy who forced himself to do the difficult things. He made difficult choices in the ring because that was what key fit what lock, right?
Yes.
And he was able to carry out the game plan that other people just talk about.
Right.
So afterwards, you never had to hear. So like when he fought Edison Miranda toe-to-toe, and he said that he needed to go through that, that's credible to me.
Okay.
But even when Sugar Ray Leonard, I know Duran goaded him into it.
Yeah.
But when Sugar Ray Leonard, I fought the wrong kind of fight, well, a lot of that has to do with what Duran's doing to you.
You want to give Duran credit, and we should give Sam Noakes credit.
Yes.
The guy brought it.
But before we even get to Sam Noakes,
he had uncommon toughness and recuperative ability.
Before we get to Sam Noakes,
a lot of lightweights would have been knocked out.
I agree with you. I think if Mason stays with the body work, he does stop him. I thought he was ready to go. But Sam Noakes, give him credit. I'm referring specifically to what you said about Mason wanted to show. Do you really believe that comes from Mason just chose to fight the wrong way because he wanted to do something some way? Or does that come from an inability to consistently apply your skill to keep the fight the way you want?
Yes, the question.
No, I think it was a choice. I think, he should have been, in his mind, he should have been Prospect of the Year in 2024. It wound up being Moses Atama. His final bout of that year, he got dropped twice against a guy, right? And that sticks with these guys. It's like, you want to prove yourself. Once you work your way up the ladder and you're fighting for a world title, I think you want to show out. You want to show the world, no, I can take a punch. I can be an entertaining fighter. I can go out there. I can beat this guy at his own game. This guy is all about willpower and confidence, and I can outwill him. I can impose my will on him. And that is what he did. And that's why it was a great fight.
Okay, Doug, I accept that answer from you. I ask you the same question.
I believe it's a lack of consistency when it comes to discipline. I think at a young age, the way how he was boxing, that came from, I would go with the character of him. The character of him really, I believe, just wants to prove everybody wrong. The naysayers that believe that, well, he got knocked down twice. Can he do it? Can he not? I would go with the lack of discipline to stick with a game plan, because if you're not listening to your father in the corner and they're trying to tell you to make this fight easy with your God-given ability, and you still go out there and you go do what you want, yeah, that could be considered a good thing, but it also could be considered a bad thing. Because if you get a much more dangerous opponent in front of you and you don't listen to your corner and you don't rely on your good boxing skill to make the night easier, you could be in for a long night.
Before I get to you, Shada, I want to just go back to Doug for one more second. I think that Abdullah Mason has more athletic ability, at least speed, than the two guys I'm going to mention, but I'm going to give you two fighters from the 80s who were hot prospects who could box, but didn't have enough to keep the fight the way they wanted it all the time. Terrence Ali and Charles the Natural Murray. Charles the Natural Murray.
Charles was the IBF title holder.
And he was a long fighter who could box and everything, and wound up in a lot of slugfests. And was that because of his temperament, because he's from that area? Or was that because he was very, very good? Terrence Ali was very good, and Charles Murray was very, very good.
But they couldn't keep
But there's
you off,
another
though.
level to it. And to me, Abdullah Mason, even though he may have a little quicker. Yeah. To me, maybe slots into that category.
Yeah. You might be right. It's
Are
interesting you bring up where they were from.
Are you saying he's that level, Max?
I'm saying that, I don't want to use it as a pejorative because these are very good fighters. I used to love watching them fight, and they accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
But there are levels to this, right? Like when you watch Bam Rodriguez, you go, excuse me.
Yes, you do.
He doesn't. After the fight, it's not like, well, Bam wanted to show blah, 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 blah. He could do whatever he wants, so he does it, right?
By the way, I would say Mason is a better talent and better technician than Terrence Ali was.
I agree.
Terrence Ali was a worker.
I agree.
He could box.
Yes.
Forget Terrence Ali, who I used to love watching back in the day. Charles Murray. Charles Murray.
He could wind up like Charles Murray because you brought up where the fighter's temperament and where they're from. And we see this with Philadelphia. You see guys they're brilliant natural talents. They're being trained right in the gym. But then there's also that Philly mentality that they get from their environment. And they want to be gritty fighters. They want to get in there and they want to gut it out.
I think Mildred Taylor
Cleveland
suffered from that in Chavez
is a
1.
blue-collar town. If you remember, Sean Porter
Yeah.
He's a guy. He's a very smart guy, but very rugged in there. And they kind of it's like a badge of honor.
Shady's been champing at the bit. Go ahead.
I'm here, guys. Anyway, Doug's right though, and I think he
all right, Doug. So anyway, no, okay, sorry.
But yo, he comes from a fighting background. His family, all his brothers, his dad. But this is the thing though. He's 21 years old. He's young. Yeah. He's doing a lot of great things at a young age. And yes, obviously, if you really watch this fight, he was a longer fighter. He's way more talented, quicker. He could have just jabbed. He moved around the whole time and beat him. But no, that's what his corner wanted. But I want to show you I got that dog in me. Oh, he's hitting me with a clear shot. I'm right in the mix with it. So I just feel like, I think the easier way to do it is just probably box this kid. You're way more talented. But at 21 years old, right, I got my first world title at risk. And I'm trying to win this thing, I'm going to go out here and bang. I got Turkey right here that's starting to pay all these different fighters. Right. I'm about to let everybody know, because the one thing about him is there's no secret about it. Everybody talks about how he's generational, he's this and the third, and some of his fights, he hasn't looked like that, right? He looks talented, but you got knocked down by just a guy. So now I got this moment. I'm on a cart with Devin Haney, I'm on a cart with Bam, I'm on a cart with David Benavidez. Yep. I'm about to show that I'm the guy.
So you going to risk all that and fight somebody else's fight.
But
it's called getting caught up. It's called getting caught up.
Malik, real quick. I'm trying to put you in the mindset of a 20-year-old kid, right? That's trying to get it. I want to prove myself. Because we're athletes. I don't care which sport it is. We are athletes with attitudes, and we got opinions about ourselves. Yes. I'm the mean dude, and I'm going to show you that.
You may be right. We do not have enough information to know for sure yet. My point is, my suspicion at this moment in time, and it could change, is that he's not going to be good enough to keep the fights the way he should want them ideally. However, there was a kid named Cassius Clay once upon a time who got dropped by Sonny Banks, who barely beat Doug Jones, who got dropped by Henry Cooper, and going into the Liston fight was supposed to be cannon fodder, and then became the greatest heavyweight who ever lived. So it's not like my suspicion means, this is the way it's going to be, or I think it's going to be that way. I'm just telling you what I suspect based on the information so far.
What about real quick? One thing is he is 21 years old. Yep. And the one thing, if we know he can box, he got God-gifted talent. But now he's showing you dog.
Coming up. With it. British prospect Ben Whittaker joins Inside the Ring ahead of his fight Saturday. We'll be right back.
Out of Wolverhampton, England. Here is the 2020 Olympic silver medalist, Ben the Surgeon Whittaker.
Welcome back to Inside the Ring, and we are joined now, if you don't know who he is, I think you'll remember him after this, by British prospect and Olympic silver medalist, Ben Whittaker. Ben, you are an undefeated Olympic silver medalist. How do you think you've done so far as a pro? Are you on schedule?
For me, my career's been a bit up and down, with injuries, with little setbacks and things like that. But at the end of the day, the end goal is being a world champion. So I suppose it's part of my journey, the way it's going.
Your ring walks, your personality, and you're British, so you've been compared to Prince Nassim Hamed, at least in terms of the persona. How conscious are you of that comparison, and how accurate is it, do you think?
It's one of those things. English people, we don't really have many people who's got this flamboyance or this character. But growing up, I actually never watched Prince Nassim, even though he's a great fighter. I used to watch the likes of Tommy Hearns, Pernell Whittaker. The list goes on. So
that's why I got my... Nothing wrong with Prince Nassim either, but you're talking my language. Yeah.
Of course. I grew up in a house where boxing, it's an art at the end of the day. Hit and not get hit. So I grew up on schooled boxers. So for me, I've not really showed that. Of course, the ring walks are good. I'm flamboyant. I taught the talk. But I want to show that I can really box, and hopefully I can do that in the next fight.
I tell you what, Ben, man, you can fight and you can show off. Everybody can't pull that off, right? You talk about the showmanship, you talk about the swagger, you have all of that. Was ever a thing coming up like, man, I want to be a global star, right? And also be a star in America. Do you ever think about things like that?
Yeah, of course. I think my style is pretty much suited more to American boxing. I think it's just the way I grew up. I've got family in America. And funny enough, my actual favorite, or one of my favorite fighters was Adrian Broner.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so like it's to see where he is right now, of course, it's a sad place, but when he was in his prime, he was a dangerous
130
somebody.
pounds.
That's right. I like what he brought. What he brought to the ring. I liked his flamboyance, the ring walks, his swag. He had it all, man. So that's what I used to like.
Bronner could really fight at 132.
Oh yeah, 135.
The king, man.
Probably at his best at lightweight.
Yeah, he needed the discipline to stay at that weight. Yeah.
I'm gonna send AB this interview. He's gonna like this.
He's gonna like it. It's gonna make him
Ben,
feel
so
good.
you have two styles. You have that Olympic style, that classic stand-up boxer, 1-2, everything off the jab. You can be like a Thomas Hearns, but what resonates, what's going to make you famous, especially here in America, is the Naseem Hamed, that flamboyant style where you're showboating, you're hot dogging, but that's risky, especially as your level of opposition rises. Doing that kind of stuff, that can get you in trouble in there. Is there pressure to hot dog and showboat, and how do you find that balance?
Yeah, of course, I say you take each fight as it comes. There's not a lot of light heavyweights that can do what I do. They can't really move the way I move. And I think that's very unique in itself. But there's a time and a place for it. Sometimes just a simple boxing, the jabs, the feints, the controls, that can win you the fights. But sometimes when you want to add that sauce on, you can turn it up. And that's what I can do, luckily.
And you talk about Tommy Hearns. Are you talking about Tommy Hearns, the Motor City Cobra, or the Hitman? Because when he was the Motor City Cobra, he fought more like Ben Whittaker fights. But when he was the Hitman, you don't have to be flamboyant when you are stretching guys like the Hitman.
And that's who Pepino Cuevas fought.
That's who Roberto Duran fought.
Yes.
I mean, that's who Hagler fought. He just went through it.
Yes.
So when you say Tommy Hearns, you're talking about the Motor City Cobra, and therefore the flamboyant personality kind of makes you bigger than you would otherwise be? Or are you talking about the Hitman? You want to stretch people with the big personality, which is, by the way, what Naseem Hamed did.
Of course, I say people love knockouts, don't they? So, but for me, the Motor City Cobra one was beautiful. He was fast on his feet. He had a beautiful jab. But, I've been with Sugar Hill. I'm with Andy Lee, the team Kronk. So, of course, I'll be stretching out guys real soon.
Yes.
Ben, I wanted to ask you, you as a silver medalist, right? But it's a lot of pressure that come with, like when fighters get the gold medal. If you medal in the Olympics, the pressure comes with that. How have you been handling that? And do you think like that is something, I don't want to say let go, I'm saying, but how do you feel like the pressure from that? Like, well, I got the silver, now I have all these expectations on me. How are you going about that?
Yeah, good question. I say for me, I put a lot of pressure on myself anyway. In the Olympics, for me, it was gold or nothing. On the podium, I didn't receive the silver the best. I put it in my pocket. It's just a competitor who I am. Wow. But I say the outside noise doesn't really bother me. It's all about what I can do, what I can prove to myself. And I'm excited what I can show. Of course, I say there's pressure. There's a different pressure in the UK. I think they might rush the prospects a little bit quicker compared to overseas. But I suppose we just have to adapt to that.
When you have a flamboyant guy, especially from England, I think, here in the States, people look a little suspicious of him. I loved your quote when you said, I feel like I didn't win the silver, I lost the gold. Because that tells an American audience, at least, that this guy has the right kind of competitive personality. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so even if I'm playing Call of Duty with my friends or FIFA, things like that, if I lose, I'm not talking until I win. And that's just something that my dad's brought up in me. It's you've got to win. Even in the Olympics, I was winning my fights 5-0. I was winning them easy. I'd come back to the phone. I'd speak to my dad. He was like, I didn't like that. You didn't do this. You didn't do your jab. You didn't do your feints. So me and my dad were big critics. So that's what we like.
I heard you say, or Benavidez rather said recently on Frachon Fighting, he said he wanted a future fight with you at Wembley Stadium. And this is his quote, okay? This is from David Benavidez. I think he's a good fighter, but he's still too green right now. He's a good fighter, but he needs more experience. But hopefully in the future, we can make that fight happen. Now, that's a guy who's on top of the world right now, seeing something in you that he believes can be there in the end to make a big fight. What's your response to that and him saying you're too green at the moment?
Shows I'm doing something right. But I'd say he's hit the nail on the head. I'm only 10 fights in. He's a world champion. I've still got a lot to tick off. I've not done anything in the pro game right now, and I know that. I've put some nice showboating together. I've put some nice reels together, but I want to start getting these accolades now, and that starts Saturday. But when these top guys are mentioning me already, it shows I'm doing something right, and hopefully that is a fight down the line we can tick off.
You know, sometimes, guys, if you've worked live fights, you'll do a fighter meeting. Yeah. And usually a fighter meeting, you leave and you have the same opinion you had when you go in. If we were doing a fighter meeting right now before a fight, my opinion of Ben Whittaker's competitive chances and whoever he was fighting would go up, not down or stay the same, based on these responses. You guys feel the same way?
Absolutely. He doesn't come across content at all.
Right. Right.
Yeah. He's a perfectionist.
Yeah. No, but you're like, but
a competitor.
But some guys, Ben, some athletes are so uncomfortable in their own skin that when you watch them, you get uncomfortable in yours because you think like they're just telling you what they think you might want to hear. They're not being themselves. But you appear to be yourself, and who you appear to be is a very competitive person. What is unique in your game, do you think? Is your game unique? What is unique in it, if so?
Yeah, there's only one Ben Whittaker for a reason. I say I'm set apart from, of course, my unique style, my skills, my ability to read an opponent. And I say what I've been through, you know, I've traveled the whole world. I've seen different styles. And I've ticked it all. All I've got to do now is in the pro game, bring that experience over. But I'm excited. And I'm excited speaking to you, Max. I remember watching some of these great fights and used to call the fight. So it's an honor to speak to you, man.
I love that.
Can I tell you something how awesome it is?
Max.
Even though it makes you feel old in one way, because fighters will sometimes say that to me, and then you realize you're just doing your job, and then the next generation of fighters are watching. I'm very flattered when I hear stuff like that.
Yes. Hey, Ben, so you talked about Bronner being one of your favorites. I'm sure you like the Floyd Mayweathers and the Roy Jones. Those are some of my favorites. And they talk a lot of trash. You talk a lot of trash. Yeah. Your promoter talks a lot of trash. Who you think talks the most trash out of you or Eddie? I just gotta know.
You know what? I don't think I speak trash. I speak facts.
Okay.
And that's all I got to say on that. But I say if anyone's got the world title for trash talking, it's got to be AB, man. He was a problem.
Okay. He was basically what people that you talking about Bronner?
Yeah, AB.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Bronner people never really understood is he's basically a class clown. People thought that he had that kind of personality.
He's funny,
Unfortunately, that meant he didn't take his career seriously enough. Because I agree with you, Ben. He was incredibly talented as a young prospect. You have, and we touched on this earlier, a kind of love him or hate him, polarizing personality, people will say, because there is a segment of the population who want their athletes just to be humble and say, my promoter decides and da-da-da-da-da, and I just want to do my best. Do you feel that personality of yours plays bigger in America than in the UK?
Yeah, 100%. Even when I've come over to America, I get a lot of love there, and it's nice to see. In England, they're like the straight up guy, really, the classic 9-to-5 worker. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just the people they like. They always like a humble story, but I've got my own humble story, but I don't talk about it. I like to show out instead. But I think when I come out to America next year, hopefully, we can start making some.
Come on over, dog. We love it.
I
Come
think,
on
you know
over.
what I think? I think people like authenticity. Wherever you are, people like if you're authentic. If that's who you are, then that's who you got to be.
Ben's being himself.
Yeah,
we can tell. Comfortable in his own skin.
Ben, we're talking a lot about your personality right now. When people think of you, they think about the brashness of you, how you come to the ring and everything. But what I like the most, really, it come across like when you got with Andy Lee this last fight in that rematch, it came across like you really left that playing stuff to the side. You went in there for business. You handled business. Afterwards, you made sure you gave all glory to God in front of the world. And if I'm going to be quite frank, I really like that Ben Dave. I said Ben Dave. Ben Whittaker. You got me thinking about most of the time. I like that the Andy Lee Ben Whittaker is what I really like because, yeah, you wasn't like so quiet, but you was serious. Your demeanor wasn't playing around, and you came in with an attitude like, to me, how Terry Norris came in a rematch when he fought Simon Brown. He knew what he had to do. He done it, and he gave all glory to God in front of the world.
Doug for that one. Terry Norris, Simon Brown, rematch.
What I do, Max?
You dug
what I do,
that
Max?
Yeah, and Andy Lee, by the way, Emmanuel Stewart would always talk about it. He was the king of the gym. Whoever you were at Kronk, you came in, Andy ran that gym. Has he imparted any of that to you? Like you have to, is there any kind of, can you describe any kind of Kronk mentality that he has brought you?
Yeah, I'd say, like I said, I'm going to compare all these things are on the list, but you need a coach who's like a father figure. You want somebody who you're going to listen to. And it might sound silly. I like to impress people. So when I'm sparring, I'll have a good round. I'll come back. And if he just gives me that little nod or that smile, I say, all right, I'm doing the right thing. Let me go out and impress him again. And that's what I try and do every time I step in the ring is impress him. And if I'm impressing him, I'm doing the right things.
Absolutely.
And that's where my demeanor changed a little bit in the last fight. I didn't think about the crowd. I didn't think about the Instagram. I thought if my coach is happy, I'm doing the right thing. And you see what I did.
Yes. Hey, listen, I remember.
And that was the best performance of his career.
No doubt, Tyson Fury bringing in Sugar Hill because he wanted that Kronk flavor. He wanted to stop Deontay in the rematch. And when fighters do that, you go, yeah, that's an excuse. He's just going to do what he always does. But he brought it, and he really stretched Deontay. Like, he beat him up in the rematch.
Yes, he did.
And you can see the influence, absolutely the Kronk influence in Ben Whittaker. I agree, Malik. Ben, thank you for joining us. Good luck Saturday. I think you've made, whoever on this set wasn't already a fan, I think you've made fans of people who will see this. Coming up, knockout news. Keep it right here on Inside the Ring.
The Locker Room, the new home of DAZN's boxing content. All your big hitters, all in one place.
I am not going to stop until I am pulled off of this guy. Daniel, don't disrespect you are. Daniel, don't disrespect you.
More exclusive content than ever before.
Look at that blood. You remember what's coming.
Welcome to Inside the Ring, boxing's official show of record. I'm your host, Max Keller.
The Locker Room, only on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
Oh, good left right on the button. And Jackson is hurt. Well, there's the scenes in the American's corner. And you can see how bad that eye is. Jackson has so little in comparison to Graham tonight. But falling ever further behind him. Oh no! That's what we were worried about. He won't get up from that. He's out. A right hand. It's all over. He's out. Oh, would you believe it? Unbelievable. Would you believe it?
That was Julian Jackson. Whoa. Insert the name here, in this case, Harold Graham. Julian Jackson is on a short list of greatest punchers of all time.
I think he's the greatest living puncher.
The greatest.
I can't think of a better puncher than Julian Jackson, who's
Tommy
still
Hearns.
alive.
But Tommy Hearns had to catch you at the end of the shot.
At the end of his right hand.
Julian Jackson, either hand, and you're gone.
It could be straight, it could be a hook, it could be a cross, it could be an uppercut, anything.
Mike Tyson's on that list.
Yeah,
greatest
Tyson's
living
on
puncher.
there.
Oh, Wilder?
Yeah, Wilder's on there, but that's his right. It's just
on
his
the end of the
yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Inside the Ring. I'm Max, Malik, Shady, Doug. We're rolling out a fancy news segment to get all the news in a timely manner. We will have 1 minute rounds here to discuss each story in what we call knockout news. First up, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua faced off at their press conference last week.
Talk to me, Shane.
And this was shades of Rocky versus Drago, which Rocky won, by the way. Or maybe it was Rocky Thunderlips. But hey, that fight was a draw, guys. I mean, they matched up to each other, and Jake had to look all the way up like it was a stunt. Yeah. Look at this. And by the way, it'd be one thing if Jake was the experienced boxer and Anthony Joshua was like the football player or something. But it's the opposite. Joshua's the experienced guy. What do we think?
Don't feel bad now. I mean, he's gonna fight a guy that's 5'5". So, right?
No, I don't feel bad for him.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for him.
I tip my cap to him.
You got to tip your cap to Jake.
Here's what I think. I think this is the best PR for Anthony Joshua in America. People are going to learn who Anthony Joshua is by following the promotion of this fight and then watching the event.
What's so funny, Shane?
No, I mean, good point, Doug. Damn, we got to introduce Anthony Joshua to the American crowd for fighting Jake Paul.
That's what it takes.
But what bigger platform?
Hey, I love what Jake Paul's doing, and I give him more credit.
There are casual boxing fans who, after this fight, are going to think that Anthony Joshua is the greatest fighter who ever lived. They're going to be like, oh my
Max
God.
is right.
Right?
I'm serious.
They're casuals who are going to see
this is a great opportunity for Joshua.
No one's going to think that.
Yo,
People who don't watch boxing.
Casuals who don't really follow this.
And Jake Paul's fans.
Maybe they're sports fans.
Our guy got knocked out. Anthony Joshua was the greatest ever.
Canelo Alvarez has exited the Ring Magazine pound for pound top 10 for the first time since a positive drug test dropped him from the list in September 2018. That's a span of 375 weeks. It's the first time he's been off the list due to performance since 2013.
Wow. Yeah, he's been a pound-for-pound mainstay.
That's 12 years.
By the way, Ring Magazine did the right thing. We stripped him of the Ring Magazine middleweight title, and we dropped him from the pound-for-pound and the middleweight rankings.
After the stakes?
Because of that positive, after the Mexican stakes. You're
okay,
right.
but now just in terms of performance, will Canelo ever enter the top 10 pound-for-pound again?
I really don't know. I really... First, I heard that they're doing a rematch. I don't know how true this is, but if it's true, then I think he gets beat even worse by Crawford. He's in a tough place as far as getting back in the top 10 is concerned to me because the competition is very stiff. I really don't know. I don't have an answer.
I say no. I say he's an old 35.
I didn't want to say it, Doug.
Yeah, Doug said
it's not about age. It's about the rounds.
Yes.
And he's been a pro for 20 years.
Yes.
And a lot of the young guys is coming up.
Yes.
They hungry too. Canelo was great, and we love Canelo. We thank him for what he gave us.
Ask me again, Max. Ask me again.
Nah, too late, dog. Too late. Too late, man.
You know, Canelo, if I know people think, he don't put him in with a pressure guy who's going to make. I think that's who you should put him in with. Put him in with a guy his own size who's going to pressure so he can slip and counter.
Yeah.
Because he's always best slipping and countering, and now his legs don't look the same.
Nope.
Don't make him chase guys around. Bring a guy who's going to come to him.
Yeah, no more Bud Crawford, please.
Yes, please.
It's time now for the best part of the show every week. It's time for Rate That Knockout. First up from Johannesburg, South Africa, my amigo Moslin sends Lancelot Moyo back to Camelot with a straight right hand. Guys, my God. Score the knockout.
I give it an 8.
Timber.
There's something about tall, skinny guys when they get knocked out. Oh my God, it's so dramatic.
That's an 8.
I give it an 8.
A 10. What does he have to decapitate him for it? Like, what do you?
Dougie went him there.
He's got to convulse when he hits the canvas. Then it's a 9 or a 10.
That's 8.5. 8.8.
The legs and arms got to shake.
Then it's a 10.
Like a roller coaster. You're like,
or when it's face down.
Great.
Yeah, then it's a 9 or a 10.
Just a little drive down the 110 in Long Beach on Friday night. Trinidad Vargas put Dominic Gonzalez to sleep. Clean left hand after a barrage of punches. Rate that knockout.
They're like cheek.
You can't really show this one after the last one. It's a good one, but the other one, one was...
That's more of an accumulation, but I give it a 7.
Yeah,
7.3.
Me too.
7.3.
I might give it a 6.8, something like that, if we're doing points.
Yeah.
A little below a 7. Only because we got spoiled with the first one.
Yeah.
Lastly, from Saturday in Russia, super featherweight Elner Samedov knocks out Moraf Akanji.
He tore his ACL.
Wait, hold.
Oh my God.
That was a timber knockout.
Wait, what was the celebration right there, though? That was like the...
I'm going 10.
Ooh.
I'm going 10.
That like
It's
Drago.
because of the way the head.
It's
Because of the way the head went.
Is that Drago?
I'm going to go with a 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. I'll give that one a 9.
Oh, he's up, though.
Oh, he did get up.
Oh, well.
Kudos to him.
Get the smelling salt.
By the way, it's a lot of heart. You get hit to where your head's going around on the swivel, and then your leg is underneath you, and you still get up. That takes a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Malik, you ever been knocked out, Malik?
A few times.
What it feel
Knocked
like?
out cold.
But
No. I've been hit. And then when you get hit, you just know that you're up. Now I'm looking at the lights.
Is it stars and all that?
I don't know about stars, but I know literally, because over the ring is lights.
Okay.
So you imagine yourself, you box, and boom, then now you're here.
Oh.
But you don't remember none of that, what's going on before you
That's
get
like a concussion. So in football, like I've been hit like that, and we see stars, and everything's moving slow.
Yeah.
But you get up, though. You get up.
Football, man, I'll tell you what, a stinger. People say, oh, it's just a stinger. That means you have partial paralysis in your body. A stinger. Football and boxing, some brutal sports. All right, that does it for us. That's Malik Scott, Doug Fisher, Shady McCoy.
Was that quick?
I'm Max
That was quick.
Kellerman.
I'm going to learn
Thanks
to
for
block it
watching
one of these
Inside the
days.
Ring. See you next week.
Yo, I'm getting quicker every week.
Hell yeah, baby.